this thing's... Let's see here. I'll stay on until... Let's see if anybody's going to click on or not. I might have to go choke my wood stove down. It's getting pretty warm in here. Guess I'll go choke my wood stove down right now. Seems nobody's on yet. Hello, looks like this thing's working then. How's it going? It looks like we got 5 watching now. My wife got home. There was nothing for her to do at work, so she got home early, so she's watching Dad. So I figured I'd come out and get some shop time, and figured I don't know, tear this 372 down because I'm going back in it because it's a good, strong work build. It's just not what I was after with it. So once I jump over there, I'll have no way to see the comments that looks like they're popping up. So it looks like we got 8 watching. So yes, I'm gonna jump in front of it, and people are sending me messages right now, but I have no way to access the messages. But so once I jump over here, I won't be able to read the comments, guys. But let's get the top end pulled off this and talk about what way that I'm going to be going on this build. Much needed shop time that way. I'm creating here, and I did send out that orange one to Lumber Jackson today. In fact, I got that mailed out, so I'll be really curious to see how long that thing holds up. It does have an OEM crank in it, flywheel. I think I put an OEM oil pump and a few other things in that orange one, but like all the crank seals, all that stuff was aftermarket. So I have no idea what to expect that saw to do, hold up or whatever. If it blows, it blows. You guys will hear me blowing my nose from time to time because I'm still got the crud. I took some sinus stuff. It's helping a little bit, but not like I'd like it to. So we'll just keep on puttering on here. I haven't done a live in quite a while, so we will see what happens on here. As I'm telling, not very familiar with Husky stuff yet. I don't work on a lot of these 372s. I built this one. I built that orange one, and that orange one was my third time into it. I wished I would have got you guys some test cut vids, but Lumber Jackson said he'd get me some video footage of it. Hopefully send it to me, or maybe I can get him to send it to Doug, and maybe Doug will do some editing, or Smitty. But I don't want to pester Smitty. He's got a lot going on. He's in a big move right now. It seems like a lot's going on with everybody's lives right now. I don't mind. Kind of been on a roller coaster lately, but we'll manage. My dad's taking it well. My wife is taking it well. She's helping out. A couple of my daughters are helping out, so it'll all turn out for the good, I hope. But, such is life. I'm debating on putting another pipe on this. I actually ordered off the eBay there. I actually ordered another, feels like a $10 muffler. because this muffler does sound really good. I might leave this one alone and just take the $10 one and open it up a little bit more. But I want to get another one of them magnetic trays, but the double ones, them are pretty handy. Trying to get a sneak peek. I might build the straight through hollow. So I might do something like I did on that 461 when I build that. But I don't know. Hopefully you guys are fine with this kind of content. I just wanted to, do something I haven't done in a while and takes my mind off things. So hopefully I'm not boring you guys. But I got. This is what we're going to be putting in this thing, and I'll be cutting the base down on this. I'm pulling the 2 series piston. It's got a 268 highway piston pop-up, if I remember right, in this. And this I'll put up. Let me grab the dyno sheet there. I know it's here somewhere. I didn't think to previously grab it before. But looks like we got 14 people watching. So this saw, in its configuration right now, put up 7.48 horse, not broke in. I would think it's a little more than that now, and I've been tuning on it a little bit. But that's a good. I mean, it's a good smooth, good torque all the way through. Pounds the crap out of a stock one, but it's just. You guys know me, I'm not happy. I'll tear something down 200 times. I don't want to rip that gasket, but I'll tear something down 200 times if I have to get my desired result that I'm after. And eventually, if I can't get my desired result, cylinder and start over. It's just how it is. I couldn't build this build exactly the way I wanted to build it to begin with, because I wanted to cut a little bit out of the chamber and then do a big pop-up on that the 268 piston. And when that carbide broke, it completely smoked my chamber. Luckily it didn't catch the cylinder wall, and I had to cut a lot out of that chamber to fix it. And so now we're going to be pulling it back down. I might throw a wheel on it just to see what the numbers change to, but we'll be tearing it back down. I'll throw this piston in, get a squish reading, and it'll let me know how much I got to cut off the base and bring the squish back to where I want it with this. And we'll recheck the numbers, see where it lands on. I know the intake's already going to be, it'll have less intake. This thing's got quite a bit more intake than I wanted it to have anyway. But if I can't, where am I going to put this? If I can't get this thing to where I'm happy with it, we will pick up another cylinder and, attack it again. I'm not scared to destroy stuff. Seems like I've been that way my whole life. But hopefully you guys are doing good. I think this one's going to come all the way out. I actually might pull the whole rewind if I'm going to put a wheel on it. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Get this off. I think I'll pull that whole rewind. I mean, I could do everything and not put a wheel on it, but then I won't know where my numbers move to. And you guys are probably curious to see what the numbers are going to be, and I'm hopefully going to Dyno Joe's next week. I want to run that 4310, which, oh my god, I love that saw, guys. Thing, it's like a little firecracker. 43C rocket ship. I want to get that on the dyno, and then I want to get this back on the dyno because we've got dyno results, so I guess we can actually see, especially if I don't adjust any numbers, we'll just see what happens when we piston swap and reset squish. I might have to blow this thing out here in a minute. I tried to blow it off before the video, but it's gotten a little bit dirty testing. I'm not gonna lie, looking at this thing, seeing a white 372 sure looks weird. But, don't know if that was the way to go on. I mean, I guess if you were to get into that dye stuff or whatever, I guess this one would be a good chassis to start out with whatever color that you wanted to go with, being that it's white. I've personally never dyed any of that plastic, just never got into it. But I know Bodie's done it. I guess he's had some pretty good success with it. But, imagine if I was to dye anything, we'd probably talk to him and probably just send him my stuff if I wanted it dyed. But yeah, we're getting here. I gotta blow this thing off, guys. I don't want that kind of dirt getting in there. So. Come to think of it, I should go shut the compressor off before that kicks on and gets loud. Hopefully that didn't bother you guys. We still got people watching, or did y'all run away? Oh, we're up to 16 people. So let's pull this off, this rubber thing out of here. I'm going to cut the base, so let's pull this off. I know I'm going to have to cut that base for sure and for certain. So now this, compared to that orange one that I don't know if you guys can see this. This thing flibbles and flops all over the place. I really don't like that. But the orange one that I sent out, it was more like, had like an OEM feel to it. And this one, if I remember right, I think I had to put a spacer on the cable underneath here, I think. A pair of pliers. Figure out where I put them. Pull that cable out. Nope, this one does not. Oh yeah, it does. It's still in there. It's stuck up at the top. So I can get it out of there. I'll show you. Yeah, see that little red spacer right here? All that is off from a WD-40 straw. I just slid it and put it on there, and then it fixed this not being able to get full throttle. So I guess we'll pop this choke out. I definitely was not prepared to make this video for you guys. Pull that plug out. Kind of wanted to look at it. See how it was running. Try to get this. You guys saw this on the video. I didn't have it too rich or too lean. Looked just about right. So, I saw a couple comments in there and then they faded away. I'll have to wait for the next comment to read what that said. It wish the kids weren't outside hacking close to the door where you guys could hear that. But if someone look at them comments real quick, I don't know how to bring that up. So, just a second. Yeah, kids are outside the door coughing. That's awesome. But yeah, so I guess on to getting this cylinder. I'll get this cylinder pulled off. I believe I put a base gasket under this. Looks like I did. I am kind of bummed out that you can't have music playing. It is nice to have shop time with music, but oh well. Making you guys a video. I'm curious to see what the wear looks like on this piston as well. I have not popped this cylinder since I built this one, and I don't know who is making. This is a Farmer Tech or Hollis Offmeyer or whatever, you know. It's this Pro Series saw, but this cylinder is a totally different cylinder than like what you order from Farmer Tech. The plating on this thing is rock hard and really thick. I don't know who made the plating, but if I had another one of these exact cylinders, knowing what I know now on them, I would not have attempted to cut the chamber on it, because it put up one heck of a fight. Now the cylinder that's on that orange saw, that thing cut like butter, and I have another one of them. No, that's an OEM cylinder right here. I think that's a big bore piston sitting here. I have another. Now let's get some wrist pin. And I have another Farmer Tech one. That's just a 50 millimeter one that I bought for a backup, and you can tell the colorations are totally different. But I bought this as a backup, as all else fails if I ruin this. I'm sitting there blabbing and not paying attention. Guess I'm not a very good YouTuber. But so now we got the carburetor. That's not really high. And this says Walbro on the carburetor, guys, but it sure does not act like a Walbro. I think it's a Chinese imposter, if you ask me. That's something I do hope that doesn't give Lumberjackson too big of fits, is that clone carburetor that's on that orange one, because it sure seemed temperamental to me to play around with. So come on, it's stuck in there. I don't want to break. Seems like I broke one of these once goofing off with it. And I broke my screwdriver. Where is it? Right here. This thing used to have a magnet. I've had this thing for 20 plus years. This thing had a pull-out magnet in it that was real tiny. And you think I can find one of these? No, this is the smallest magnet I can find now. And if I had this thing, I'd be able to stick it right in there and get that bolt that's giving me a little bit of a issue right now, but I'm not that lucky. I guess we're going to tip it up and do one of these. It's stuck up in there. I'd really like to get it out of there. Where's my fine needle, those pliers? More wire cutters. Well, I got a really fine pair of hemostats right here that might do it. I might not have that all the way out. Maybe I don't. It's either that or it's that rubber spacer. I don't know what is going on there. It should be just about. Sure looks like it's out of there. Yeah, I would think it would be out. Everything always goes fooey when you're on camera. That won't pull out of there. What the heck is going on? Well, it's clear from the carburetor. I wanted to pull it out of there. Don't want to break nothing. Should be one more bolt in there. So let's take a look. Just a little cleaner. Let's take a look. You can still see my combustion chamber work that's in there. You can see, you know, from where it is to where it's at, you know, I went a real long ways on there, and there's still a bad spot right there from where that when that carbide broke and it screwed this chamber up. But I don't know if I can save this gasket. I really hope I can. It will be getting no gasket back on it because it's just that much less that I got to cut off the base. I got to cut a tremendous amount off this base. I'm almost for sure and for certain of it. I was getting a good wash pattern for a pop-up. That's not a bad wash pattern at all. Let's see here. And this has got the. I'd really like to know what I did with my normal pliers that I use for this stuff. Did someone come out and right here they are, I think. Yeah. I just wasn't looking hard enough, guys. Yep. Red Armor, 50-1. Look at the film saturation on that. Trying not to shoot this clip off into oblivion. Happens quite often. Let's see if this will come out. And I did not have a lightweight pin in this, which is shy. I probably didn't have one when I was doing the build. But let's take a look. You know, you can see where this side looked like it was getting a little bit more than this side, but that's still for a pop-up. A lot of times it interferes with your wash pattern, but that's not a horrible wash pattern for and it could have something to do with the way these exhausts are, you know, on an angle. But let's get this intake boot off. What did I do with my screwdriver? $1 million question. It's the big one. Just this one. And a Torx bit. It must be, well, this one should work. Not the one I was looking for. I got a whole stack of them over there. What's funny is I don't hardly ever pull them out of there. Let's see if I can get this boot off without ruining it. And here you can see the long, you can see here the you know, it's still the you know, Nicosyl's still on the bottom because I didn't lower that intake port at all with the what I did with the piston. I'll show you the deck height difference here. This is a 371 piston that I ordered. And I'm gonna look, I think now I found a lightweight pin I can use for this build. That's so pretty. But try to get that in there. You can see the deck height, you know? You can see the deck height difference. I'm going to have to cut the deck height difference between these off from the base to get my squish back. And then you can see here, you know, how much the intake timing is going to change between the two of them. And I probably won't do this on camera today, but I'm going to come in here. I don't even know what this piston weighs. Let's see here. Turn this thing on. Let's throw the clips, the ring. Let me rinse the oil off this thing. And that brake cleaner's about gone. What did I do with my rag? It's got a few little granule scratches in it, but I did run this thing for a little bit with no air filter, so it was probably you know, eating some debris. It's showing signs of wear already right there, which I have a sneaky suspicion it's from how tall the piston is here to how short the skirt is on that. And I believe this one's got a caber ring, and these are both one ring pistons. I might use this ring on this piston. Seems how this ring is seated to that bore. And then let's get pin, clip. We're in grams. That's 94 grams complete. What did I do with the stuff out of this one? Scissors. That's showing 94 grams. Put that in there. Ring. Got tape or something. Throw the ring there, and we got two clips. I'm curious to see what the difference between the weight on these pistons. I've never. So we're at 94. We're at 102. So that piston's quite a bit heavier. I don't know what a calculator is, but we will be lightening this piston up. And I think I'm going to do that with, I think I threw a wrist pin right in here. And I just make steel lightweight wrist pins fit. So let's see here. That's 15 wet. That's 17. So just by swapping out a wrist pin, and they're almost the same length. So just by swapping out a wrist pin cuts down, gets me a lot closer. Like this. Let's see what we're gonna do. That's already at 98, so now I gotta take 4 more grams out, get it close. If I'm within 2 grams, I'll be happy. But what I'm gonna do is this edge right here, I'm going to come in, I'll take this edge out, I'm going to blend this, any numbers that stick up in this piston I'll take off. I'll come in here and take this edge out, and then I'll come in here with sandpaper and clean all this up. But I think I can get this piston pretty close to what this one was weighing. This is really light. That's an upside to them 2 series pistons, is they're light. But I'm not. I think what it is I'm not liking how it's feeding my transfers. So we're gonna go this route. I played with that orange one back and forth, and you know, with this having so much cut out of the band, I think we could make some good power out of it. Looking at the wear, it is showing extra intake wear on the intake side, but that seems to be where these 372s like the wear at. Here's a fairly runnable OEM cylinder, but and I was using it for testing, and the plating's gone right down to the aluminum, right underneath the intake. So that must be a flaw in 372s. So I think I'll get some of that stability back by running this piston. But I guess I'll look at the comments there, and what do you guys think? Hey, Slacks. Yeah, it's ported. I probably won't go any farther on this tonight, but I will be washing that cylinder and lightening that piston, and probably putting this thing back together tomorrow. Probably go a little bit more extensive muffler mod on it. But you guys probably think I'm nuts for tearing perfectly good running saw apart. I have never touched a 550p. Sure wish the comments would stick around. I don't understand why they do that. I gotta find my mandrel for this too. I don't know where I set my 50mm mandrel. Is there anything that you guys want to talk about? Well, I'm glad you guys are learning stuff. That's why I put it out there. I don't put my videos. I don't know how to describe this. My videos aren't. This is how you do it. I just show you guys what I'm doing, if that makes sense. You know, there's many ways to build a saw. Sometimes I do machine work. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I build a long blowdown one. Sometimes I build a short blowdown one. Stratified saws seem to like short blowdown. That 620 I've been dabbling doodling with does not like short blowdown. I will, at least with my style of porting, I'm not having good results with it. My power band's too narrow and I'm not happy with it. It's got incredible chain speed, but the power band shrunk up too much for me to enjoy the saw. It'd probably be a fun cookie cutter. Yeah, I will go back into a saw as many times until I get my desired result. I'll say this, the 4310, I'm very happy with that first go around. Of course, I did attack that one pretty hot. That saw is an absolute hoot to cut with. In the test cut video I put out for you guys, that was frozen oak and maple that I put it in. I can't wait for the summer to get here where I can get out in the woods and show that thing in some live wood, you know, where it's nice and warm out and stuff's not frozen. I really think once I get a few tanks through that saw's not even had a tank of gas put through it yet, and it's running like that. And echoes take forever to break in. So if you're watching, Dan, thank you very much for sending me that saw, buddy. That thing just puts a smile on my face the whole time I'm playing with it. Yeah, it's a limb laser, but I think you can cut more than limbs with it. I'll be putting that to the test this summer for sure. I don't care if I got to get Dad out in the woods and sit him in a chair and have him watch me cut up trees. Once the weather's warm enough for him to be outside, we're gonna be doing stuff like that. It might not be an all-day thing because I don't want to put him through that, but we could go out and get a pickup truck load of wood or something. I think the sunshine and stuff on him will do him some good. The Echoes you build are awesome. And rebuilding got off eBay, a bunch of parts missing. Back and running, not sure if I have a piston slap or not. I try to build a good saw. I mean, sometimes I have a good build and sometimes I have a flop. I see both in the woods would be a good day. Yes, anytime you can get to the woods, it's a good day. The closest I've gotten to the woods was the last time I went out and played on the trailer and it was pouring down rain that day. But I wanted to cut that whole trailer load of wood up that day. I've got a lot of weight sitting on that thing. It's not good for a trailer to be loaded like that for months on end. But someday I'll get back over there and get it cut off. But I was just calling to shoot the breeze. And then I thought, well, I'll just go live, tear this saw down. I think tomorrow will be my, if I get out here for a few minutes, it'd be to cut the base and work on puttering this, and hoping my muffler shows up tomorrow so I can work on that. I think it'll be quite interesting. I've never seen a skip 325. Honestly, I really don't run much skip. I like the way a full comp cuts, smoother. I've heard the 4510 is a clamshell plastic case design, so I haven't had much interest in picking one of them up. I'm sure improvements could probably still be made on them. Like, you could probably, if you can't cut the base to, you know, adjust things and cut chamber, you could probably weld up the chamber and still get some pretty decent results. But somebody comment your saw prices are outrageous in Australia. Must be, you guys must be talking to someone else in the comments. I think saw prices are outrageous everywhere. Well, groceries are outrageously priced. I must be out of the loop in a lot of these comments. Must be you guys are talking amongst yourselves in the comments. I don't know what's going on. I was just sitting there tearing the saw apart and babbling on. Holy cow, $1,600 for a 590 in Australia. You could pick them up here on Marketplace, relatively new condition, all the time for like $250. I would not pay $1,600 for one of them. You could get a 500i for that, or 661, I think. I'm not sure. I must be lost in the comments. Well, I guess while you guys are doing that, I'm going to slide a wrist pin in this and get a squish reading, so I can know how much I got to cut off that base. Maybe we'll cut that base on live. I don't know. I have to transport you over to the lathe. If I can find my mandrel. Alright. I don't think there's enough gasket. Scrape that off. Find a razor blade. I have probably 20 razor blades floating around here, and every time I need one, I have to turn around and open up another one. Real. Yeah, I'd be curious to see how much I got to cut off this base. I'm just knocking some of this gasket that stayed stuck. Now we're gonna goof it, so it got to be super clean. And this whole saw is still in its testing phases. I guess while I'm live, I can talk about that too. If you guys are looking for one of these saws, let me look in my wallet. The guys I bought that from down there at Sawfest, I gave them a plug once on the the channel. I don't know if I can find the card, but they'll cut you a discount. They'll cut you a discount if you tell them I sent you, and think they said you'd save 5% if you're buying a clone off them. So I guess I'll do them another plug. I bought this off them down at SawFest, but if you know, give Corey a call, you know, at that number, that 74361-7085, and if you're looking for clones or build your own kit saw or whatever. And I think he said, pretty sure, I think it was 5% off or something if you tell him I sent you. So because these are types of saws that are going to be into Clone Wars, it has to stay 50 aftermarket cylinder and 50 millimeter. It just has to stay that way for the rules. And if you want to put an OEM crank in, I believe you can run OEM crank, OEM ignition, but I do know the cylinder itself has to be aftermarket, and that can be highway, it can be whatever you guys want, as long as it's aftermarket. It could be Meteor. I might come in here, shave a little bit of that out. Maybe I thought I matched that pretty good, but maybe I didn't. It might have been that Chinese gasket that I put on there. I thought I matched better than that. Now the case, I'd have to grind the case out too, so I guess we'll just leave it how I got it opened up. But now that that's on there, this is stuck on. I'm scared to partly lift it up. I'm scared to, I don't want to rip that gasket. Really don't want an exhaust leak. But let's throw this on. I'm gonna rinse this out. Mother camper. Got these things floating all over the shop. So now what I do with my paper towel? Just grab another one. Those are blue. I got white ones around here somewhere. Well, I appreciate that 18 of you guys are sticking around watching me ramble and babble on here, guys. But, I know I don't do very good lives. I don't like sitting in front of the camera. But, throw this on. I think I just need 2 bolts. Whatever I did with it. I'm not putting a gasket back on. It'll save on. So I've already cut this base once. I don't remember what I cut off from it. And I'm probably going to have to trim this plastic lower piece out as well. I trimmed it out the first time around. And now we'll find out here in just a minute what we'll have to cut off. Where's my big squish solder? What to do with it? It's right here. I am almost out of this stuff. I've had this for like 20 years. I think I picked it up at a garage sale. I'm gonna have to go try to find that same size diameter again. This stuff I got at the local hardware store. Like to make sure the exhaust port's closed and just put it in there and roll it around. This one's gonna have a pretty big squish. What do I do with my calipers? we got 70,000 squish. So I gotta cut 50. I'll probably cut 50 to 45 to 50. Probably set this one at 20. Just for what it is. Probably set it for 20, and then with the goop I put underneath there, it'll probably be 23 or so. Yeah, so I think we'll do that. I gotta cut quite a bit. I gotta cut off, but we'll manage. We'll do it. Very worst, I gotta throw the cylinder in the junk pile. So yeah, so there's quite a bit out of that chamber. I've cut this base already once to set the squish for that 2 series piston. And that 2 series piston, I had no machine work done on the top other than I shrunk the dome down a little bit to fit in that combustion chamber. So yeah, I really wish. Probably won't happen if things spinning around the lathe, that gasket will fling out and I'll lose it. We're gonna get it off there. It ripped a little bit, but I'll put it back on. We're not gonna clean up that for what this thing is. Alright, trying to think here. I'll have to disconnect you from the charger. How am I going to do that? Well, just a second. I'm going to disconnect you from the charger and get you set up over the lathe. I guess we'll cut this cylinder down live. I must be missing out in the comments. My shop's a mess, guys. Pay no attention to the mess. So let's get you set up in here. Tell you what, the phone sure does get a little bit warm. Well, it's pointed at the lathe anyway. So let's see here. Where's my key chuck? Guess this will be the first. I've never cut a chamber live. Let's hope I don't botch it up. Double side. I'm pretty sure this is my 50. That is my 50. Just back this up, get it out of my way. Looks like I sold that 7310. The funds I get from that, I'm going to reinvest right back in. I want a 400C really, really bad. Like really, really bad. So I'm going to reinvest that into a 400C. And then I'll build that on the channel too, guys. So I got to try to get this back far enough and not knock you guys over. So, right there it is. This one's got a nice flat area, so I don't gotta mess with wood or anything like that. Let's put some pressure on this. Tighten that up. Move this out of the way. This is my longer mandrel. Let's see here. Just checking things out. Only got one shot to cut this, so. Alright, let me go and grab that squish solder and stuff just to double check. I'm at 7 thousandths. I'll check this. Yeah, so I'm at 70 thousandths. I'm at 260 right there. So let me write that down over here. Mark that so I can go off the measurement point. We gotta cut 50 off this. So let's make sure it's got the full resolution. Let's fire this. Oh, I'm not plugged in. Just a minute, guys. Alrighty. Now let's fire this up. Hold right here, my belt squeaking. It's just barely touched right there. And I am hitting all the way around. Let's scoot my dial indicator up. Back it up here some. Alright. So, make sure I got full all the way around on this. Looks like I do. Alright, play no return. Let's take a 10 thousandths cut first. Sounds a lot more than 10, but we'll check it here in a second. Me and this cylinder's had some rounds, I can tell you that. Me and this cylinder's went rounds. I can sure tell you that. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Something. Actually, it was a 12 thousandths cut. So, alright. I know where that's at. If I overshoot this a little bit, I guess I can always throw that base gasket back underneath it. I just should not have to do that if I don't have to, you know, you guys. If I do, I do. Unedited. Top machine in here. Double check just to make sure I'm not overshooting something. Tabs are getting thin. Right on the money so far. Got my dial indicator, and that's telling me that I've removed 30 thousandths so far. Another 10. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. If my battery holds out, maybe we light the piston too, I don't know. Flying by the seat of my pants. Just feels good to get out in the shop. Loop around on a chainsaw. Alright, this will be the final cut. Do it nice and slow. Back out even slower to get a good finish on it. Sometimes you guys can spray WD-40 on it to get a nicer finish. But I plan on duping this, so I want a little bit of texture to it. Alright, now let's come in and cut the bottom of them flanges. I'm just going to cut off what I cut off from the base. Should be good and safe. This is going to sound horrible too. I can hear it ticking, so I'm going to set this to 0. On the bottom of that thing too. I don't want to cut it. That's the type of stuff I'm dealing with on this cylinder. That Nickel is so hard on this particular jug. I'm putting a lot of pressure behind it. Just peel up off there. That's the same thing I ran into when I was trying to cut the chambers. Cut it. I'm gonna flex my tool, that's crazy. That's the same thing I ran into when I tried to I might just guesstimate on this one and cut it on a belt sander. Really don't want to break. I think what I'm going to do is mark it. I think I'll just belt sand that off. I am not breaking my carbide. I'll draw a black line. This is the only cylinder I've ever encountered this on. I don't know what nickel they put on here, but it's harder than a Titan nickel. It's harder than the OEM stuff on steels. I've never The cylinder puts up a fight, I can tell you that, guys. Back this up. Let's see where that black line is. Yeah. If I drain them off of the belt sander door, that black line's gone. It should fit. So that's that. Typically I would be able to go in there and buzz that right out, but it's putting up a fight. So let's see if I can get this one. I'll knock you guys off. Look where I was trying to get through that nickel sill. It just won't go. So we'll belt sand it off. So trying to think. I guess I'll leave you guys. Running. I wonder if my little one will do it. I don't know. Let's find out. I gotta move my welder. 620's getting in the way. If not, I'll use my. Let's see if I can get in here. Yeah, I think I'll use this little one. We'll see what happens. Might just smoke the belt. Where's my belt sander? Right there. You guys got some sort of view anyway. Let's see here. Power cord. Charger. Let's see what one is. This one. This is just a junky little belt sander. Hard stuff. I gotta go do the inside with my flap wheel. And we'll see if it fits or not. Brake cleaner. Pull this out. Let's see if it fits on the saw. I guess. Nope. Guts the grain more, guys. Guess I gotta take more off it. Unreal how hard this stuff is. Alright, I'll be back. I gotta sand that up again. Oh, hopefully I got it this time, guys. Let's see here. It looks like it's freaking base gasket or the case gasket on it holding it. Let me trim that. Out of the way. Each side here. Let's see if it's fit. Fit down in there. I'm going to bring you guys back over here, get you plugged back into the charger. I'll show you what I did. Let's see there. Still got, you guys are still got 19 of you watching. So let's see here. But now you guys get to see some of the little bit of a struggle that that cylinder has fought me ever since I've tried to build it. You should have seen how hard it was to cut the combustion chamber. Let's get the charger plugged in here. Alright. It says it's charging. To give you guys an idea of how much has been cut off, from all the machine work a couple different times on this cylinder. Look how thin my mounting tabs are compared to an OEM one. So hopefully this is gonna work. I don't know. If not, I got that other Farmer Tech one, and I guarantee that other Farmer Tech one will be a lot easier to machine on. So, but that fits down. I don't get no rock. I can twist it, but it is snug. There's absolutely no play in there. So let's see what I set my squish to. Does it roll all the way over? Not hitting. Bolt. Tell you what, it sure is getting warm in here. I might have to open the door and bleed some heat off. That wood stove is a-cranking. And I think I've cut so much off that base. I don't know if the threads are just not all the way down. I might have put a washer under each one of them. The bolts are too long now, guys. See if I can force it. I think the threads are all the way. One or two threads. I'm not putting much pressure on it. Just feels like it's cutting the last little bit of the thread in the hole, like the tap. They didn't run the tap all the way down. down. So cut this off with a little solder and see what I got. This solder bends real easy. Against the wall. I'm gonna have to chamfer that piston. Let's see here. Where's my calipers? Hold that lathe. Let's see here. 21 thousandths. But you can see right. Let's see here. I can get it to focus. Anyway, it got squished real tight here at the edge, and that's from where the top of this piston is squared off more, and where I couldn't get the tool all the way over into the very edge of the cylinder. So to fix that, you can see how I did on this piston. I just bevel the edge of the piston a little bit, and then that solves that problem. So I'll have to do the same thing on that. So I'll have to find my 50mm piston jig and do that, which that'll lighten the piston up a little bit too. But I'm probably gonna call it quits on this vid. Tonight I'm getting a little bit hungry. So, off and on tomorrow, I should be able to get out here and work on it for, 20-30 minutes here and there. And I'll work on lightening that piston tomorrow and putting this thing together. I guess before I call it a video, I guess we can throw a wheel on it. Let's see where the timing has moved to. If you guys are, look at the comments. Do you guys want to see me throw a wheel on it and see where the timing is before I call this video good? I want to throw a wheel on it, so let's throw a wheel on it live and watch me fumble around through that process too. And amazingly, I didn't shoot that one off into oblivion. It shot off, but. I got a wheel. Guess you guys will get to see me. I've drooped some oily goop in my drawer of parts here. A little marker. And a piston stop. And you can use these style piston stops too. I prefer one of these, and you'll see why here in a minute. I want to get some smaller ones that are for the newer saws. Let's see here. How far out, but I've got to space these. Two of these. Setup works good for most saws. I'll try to remember to tighten my wheel down or whatever. It doesn't move around on me. I did on the 4310 the other day. I don't know. Before I put that on, I like to look in here and bring it down as close as I can find a bottom dead center. I'm going to use bottom dead center here. Let's stick this on, and that did adjust on me when I tightened it down. So this is just a piece of brass wire. Just bend it around to look pretty good. That looks pretty good. I'll gently snug this. We'll thread this in here and we'll turn it from here. Where's that stopping at? Let's bring it up to 60. That's why I like that. So it's hitting 60 there. Let's bring it back around. And we are about 62. So I'll split the difference. I'll bring it around. Split the difference. Fighting hand. Bring this down. About right there. I'll snug that down. Adjust this back at 60 and back at 60. So now we know this wheel is zeroed. Let me get something to write with. Well, I got that dry erase board. Guess we'll do that. Green. Alright, let's see here. Well, that looks like first red light. And I should have threw a timing wheel on this first. I don't remember what I had them other cylinders to, but unless that wheel moved, but not sure. I think this was a lower roof build if I remember right. I think that's why I cut the chamber, was to lower the roof on this. I can't remember, but we're at 90. There's 80, so that'd be 100. We're at 1, 2, and 3. It's at 103 on the exhaust roof right now. And let's see where the intake shuts off at. And it's 80. So we know we got squish is 20, exhaust 103, transfers we're not done yet, intake is 80. So now, can I see inside there? Is this not right? I can't hardly see. There, so we are at 100 and 120 or 130. We're at 130 on the primary. Gotta see if I can see the secondary. Looks like they're both firing at the same time on this build. So, yeah, I don't know what I did with my calculator here. Well, let's see here. 103. That's what I say, 130. 27 degrees of blowdown is what this one has. A little more than I wanted. I'll double check all that just to be on the safe side, just to make sure my wheel didn't move. Okay, right there's 60. And 60. So the wheel did not move. it's hard to do. And yeah, it's 103. 103. Yeah, 130. Now this will change when I chamfer that piston. When I chamfer that piston, imagine this is going to probably be at 100. Probably going to knock 3 degrees out when I chamfer that piston. So, but it's not hitting, but I don't like how tight it is on my squish at the edge, so I will chamfer that piston. But so yeah, we're at 20 squish, 103, 130, 80 on this. I'll think on it overnight to see. I was wanting about 24 degrees blow down. I might move them transfers. I'll think on it overnight. How maybe we'll. It's just, you guys saw how quick it is to tear one of these down. Maybe we will see how it runs with 27 degrees of blow down, and see if I'm happy with it or not. And if not, then maybe we'll bump it to 24. So we'll see what happens. But I think I'm going to call it a night. I appreciate you guys sticking around. So you guys take it easy. Have a good one. And I got to try to figure out how to back out of this thing. I think I just hit this X button. So you guys take it easy and enjoy. No problem. You guys have a good one.